My lords, freedom of speech and its tributary freedom of the press are the cornerstone of our democracy. These two fundamental freedoms are what differentiates us from dictatorship. Yet, while we're fighting for the rights and freedom of the Ukrainian people, we are at the same time allowing our basic freedoms in this country to crumble under our very eyes. How has this come to pass? It all emerged in the United States in the 1990s with the development of critical race theory and new waves of feminism. Essentially, the ideology behind this new wave is that meritocracy is inherently racist and that judging people as individuals is wrong. Instead, one's identity is better defined by the social groups to which one belongs. This ideology also challenges the notion of sexuality, claiming, according to sexualdiversity.org, some 105 genders identities. Without realizing it, this new ideology has reached our shores. It has toppled our traditional values and long-held beliefs. It had infiltrated every strand of our society, put children's welfare at risk, and directly attacked women's rights, family life, religious belief, Christianity, and all at an alarming speed. Yet this happened without the rationality or validity of this new gender ideology even being debated. Instead, anyone, whether heterosexual, transsexual, gay, or lesbian, who dares express gender-critical views is being labeled transphobic and prey to a witch hunt. Anyone voicing a dissident opinion is being silenced, cancelled. We have allowed a small but very vocal minority to infiltrate our society and dictate the rules by which we must blindly abide. Those who don't risk losing their jobs, being vilified on social media, deplatformed, smeared, harassed, intimidated, or even threatened with rape or death. This is happening today in the United Kingdom. One of the witnesses we have recently interviewed was denounced following a conversation around the definition of sex and gender at a private party in her own house. My lords, a few years ago, this was unthinkable. This was what happened in the Soviet Union, in communist Russia, in Nazi Germany, but not in the United Kingdom, a beacon of democracy and free speech. But, like under these totalitarian regimes, indoctrination must start early. Under the umbrella of inclusivity, Stonewall has infiltrated our schools by promoting their ideology, which is biologically incorrect and dangerous. They promote the sexualization of children and encourage their transitioning, often without the involvement of their parents. My lords, the recent geopolitical events have shown that Britain still has a role in the world. And I'm afraid to say it has not been damaged by Brexit, as some say. We can still punch above our weight. But, my lords, how can we uphold a moral leadership if we acquiesce to censorship? Will my noble friend, the Minister, tell this House what steps he will take to ensure that Britain's role in the world is not to propagate such ideologies, but rather to advocate freedom of speech and the restoration of women's rights? And does my noble friend, the Minister, agree that if we fail to do so, we will be playing straight into the hands of Mr. Putin and Mr. Xi? And This is possibly the way why some countries are not following suit and supporting our war against Ukraine and Russia. Mr. Putin has already accused the West of moving to satanism and teaching sexual deviation to children. As he explains, and I quote, we Russians are fighting to protect our children and our grandchildren from this experiment to change their souls. The Russian people still know what bathroom to use.